Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2025 season, following St Helens' 52 points to 4 victory over the Huddersfield Giants here on a sunny Sunday afternoon. Kevin, that was about as routine and of the mill as you're ever going to see.
Yeah, it was. Some decent performances in there. Try and stay positive, because I feel like we've put the queue on the rack last 10-15 minutes and you come away a little bit like, oh, it's a shame we didn't go and get 60 because it was on the cards. But some good performances, albeit against an absolutely woeful Huddersfield team.
Yeah, it's a good job that this league has got Cass and Salford in it, or that Huddersfield Giants team could easily be bottom of the table. Absolutely woeful.
Well, I think they are second bottom, aren't they? So it looked. Listen,
what Super League needs is more teams.
More
that we
teams,
can
yeah. I know they're missing a few, and they're missing spine players as well. And they've got a couple of bright sparks in there, like Flanagan at fullback, looks a good player. But they need leaders, and it doesn't look like they've got that. And it looked like once they had the man sin binned and we scored a couple of tries, that was it, game over. They were never going to really find their way back into it. A little bit of poor defence, really, allowing Joe Greenwood over. But yeah, routine run of the mill, but some good in there as well.
Yeah, and I think let's not do us a disservice here. Our performance today, you can only beat what's in front of you, and we for 65, 70 minutes, we were pretty clinical, making more line breaks than I've probably seen us make all year. Pacy, I still think he's probably one of the best centres in the league when he's in full flight. Owen Dagnall, very dangerous. Tristan Saylor playing really well. At this point in the year, we seem to be on an upwards trajectory and peaking towards the right time when we need to.
Yeah, you've still got to put that with, albeit that's an absolutely terrible Huddersfield team.
I'm being positive and you've just gone back to negative.
But let's put that again alongside the Wakefield performance, which was a good performance, and say we're doing things right. We're looking for weaknesses in teams and exploiting them. So Percy, he didn't have much of a challenge from his opposite number, but he's made them breaks, a couple of breaks who absolutely lovely. Tristan Saylor, he looks the player that we thought we'd signed. Owen Dagnall, I mean, his elusive running is unbelievable. It makes him undroppable.
Yeah, I think I said to you during the game, and I know it's very early days, and you don't want to put too much pressure on a young lad, but if he stays at Saints for like majority of his career, he's going to outscore Tommy Mack.
Yeah. He's he'll end up with teams kind of trying to figure him out, and they're probably just having a little look at him and can pinpoint weaknesses with him and see what he's good at as well. But yeah, he just doesn't say dying at the minute. He's got that kind of youthful exuberance that he's running a lot of metres sideways as well to try and find a gap. Never say die, and goes over for that first try especially. And he had a pretty much carbon copy run in the second half where he's come across, tried breaking some ankles, and he's an exciting player.
He's got that move where he just seems to step backwards on his toes and makes a man miss, and then he's gone. Yeah. That first try of his, obviously Mark Percival making a break down that left-hand side. Mark Percival, who supposedly doesn't pass to his winger, passes to his winger. He does pass to wingers. He does. And Owen Dagnall decides he's going to score in the corner on the other side of the field.
But again, it's backing yourself and it's having that confidence to do it. That confidence, I think, is spreading through the team. I don't necessarily think it's just starting with Owen Dagnall, but there is a confidence. You feel like there is something there. You know, Alex Walmsley said in an interview with All Out Rugby League that Saints need to go to another level if they want to challenge and win. And we do. We need to go up another level from that, another couple of levels from that, when we've got them 3 games in a row, which are properly your tough ones that are on the horizon. But it's good to see. It's good to see the confidence in the team, and it's good to see us trying things and pinpointing bits. So like Tristan Saylor at dummy half, just going, just finding lazy defenders, finding tired bodies and going past them, and that's what you want to see.
And let's not take away anything from ourselves defensively there either. Statistically, this Saints team could be on course still to be our best ever defence in Super League. Only 4 points conceded again today. It was just one missed tackle, which has allowed Joe Greenwood to slip over. But apart from that, hello.
Come on, you say!
Happy days. Well done, mate. He's walking around in Joe Paulo's shirt. I think that's match one as well. I think they were doing them before the game. Anyway, defensively, yeah. It's been good for weeks. I think that's like 11 or 12 games now where we've not conceded more than 6 points in the game. We're getting it right in that area. Again, albeit against quite a lot of weaker opposition, but we face Leeds, Wakefield in there as well.
Yeah, and kept Leeds obviously to 1-0 at their place. It's a good basis to build your team off. Yeah, we want to see a little bit more spark going forward, and at times you do see that. You just want to see it on a more consistent level. I still think we're running with functional halfbacks at the minute.
Is that enough moving into the bigger games?
I mean, that remains to be seen. It could be, as long as you're getting spark from somewhere. But then you've got the issue of would you fit Tristan Saylor in?
Well, so let's get on to that one. So Jack Wellesby comes back into the 17 today, starts on the bench. A really good game to reintroduce him back into. Game well won, you can give him the last half hour. We were waiting to see where he came onto the field. He's gone back into full-back, replacing Darryl Clark with Tristan going into 9.
Yeah.
Is that just a case of just get him on the field and give somebody a break?
It's absolutely fine doing that against a team like Huddersfield. I don't think Tristan Saylor is ever going to usurp Darryl Clark as a 9 against the likes of Hull KR or Wigan.
I don't think he's going to usurp Moses and Bai as backup 9. Yeah. I think, is that just a case of Wello just wanting to get Jack back on the field at 1 and probably going into the game going, well, sounds awful, we'll play it by ear and just see who we can give a rest to, and maybe it was like, do you know what, let's give Darryl a half hour off.
Yeah, it could be. And to be fair to Tristan, he jumps in at 9, scores an absolutely wonderful try from there. As I say, spotting tired body, spotting gaps, going through. That's what you want to see. He was lively all game, at 1 and at 9. Good to see, but better teams than Huddersfield are going to spot, if he ends up playing a bit more at 9, are going to spot him in defence. And we were worried start of the year when he was defending in the line at 6. You then worry about him being right in the middle with the prop forwards running at him, if that's the right position for him. When it comes to who do you drop, I was speaking to a young fan on the way out, and he said Johnny Lomax is your odd man out there. And
but Johnny was really good today as well.
Was he? I think he made a couple of errors. I think he
went well.
I think they were uncharacteristic. Him and Tristan Saylor linked up very, very well. But I think there were a couple of uncharacteristic errors. I think when Joe Greenwood's gone through, he's part of that defensive little unit there that's let him in. There were just a couple of things that didn't quite go right for him. I don't think he's gone necessarily too badly, but I don't think he's gone as well as he'd hope.
If you're making errors when you're trying things, is that fair enough?
You can do it against these.
Yeah. Another man I thought went really well today, and he's often had pelters all year, but he's been good for the last few weeks again. Iggy Pazy, he's come on with 8 minutes to go before half time, and then he's seen the rest of the game out. I think he's played more today than he's played in about 4 or 5 games combined this year.
We need to do that. We need to get the minutes in him. We've said this for weeks. I think we still maintain that you want to see us recruit into the prop forward position. I think we need to. I know we've got Noah to come back as well, but for the players we've got on the books, Iggy's doing really well. And for him to play 48 minutes there will be good for him. All you need is one of your frontline props to go down, and you're promoting George Delaney to start, and then you need people to do big minutes.
I think the thing I liked about him today is not only was he getting his head through the line and looking to make a gap, there was a great offload. I think it was the first try of the second half where his offload set Saylor away, and Johnny got on the end of it to go in under the sticks. And it's the fact that players are expecting him to make the offload, and anticipating it, and we get our rewards for it.
And it brings another dynamic to our team, because I don't think we've been good at that this year. So him doing it, again, is that the confidence coming through the team where other players start doing it as well? You see people trying to get their hands free. You see people trying to bring others into play. Yeah, I think he's done really, really well today. Warm conditions. It'll be great for him going into, as we keep mentioning, these 3 games. We've still got to play Hull. Can't just dismiss that one. But we've got 3 games coming up, and you may just need him to do longer stints, because we've been able to take Matty Lees off. We've been able to take Morgan Knowles off. We've been able to take Darryl Clark off for rests. I know Darryl Clark came back on. They're probably going to do 80 minutes against Wigan, 80 minutes against Hull KR. Perfect opportunity to save him, because I think, as we've said, with our interchanges, at some points, we have not saved players when we could have.
5 games, Kevin. Win all 5, we get second place.
Okay. Good. All right.
Win the next 7, and we're champions.
Are you just going to count these down every week now?
Yes. But people go, it's not going to happen. But out of them 5, you'd like to think you're going to beat Cash, you're going to beat Hull FC at home. You've got Wigan at home, who aren't in the best of form. That Lee and that Hull KR game are massive, massive games in our season.
Yeah, and Hull KR, I mean, as long as Wigan win as well, Hull KR, if they win the next 2, can then go and win the League Leaders' Shield against Hull FC at home. So they're going to have the foot down, unless obviously Wigan lose and then they can win it against us. But they are big games, and we've said it. We said it when we went to Hull KR. It's a measure of where we are. If we get beaten by Hull KR, or Lee, or Wigan, there is no disgrace in that, as long as you're coming away having given a good account of yourself. And that is always my thing of, as long as we play well enough that you go, we've given that a good show when we've not just
that KR away game is probably the biggest disappointment over the last 3 or 4 months. The fact that we just didn't look like we were competing.
No, Warrington is the biggest disappointment.
Yeah, that was in our doomsridden days. Yeah, all in all, a decent afternoon, a routine win.
One thing that you said to me on the way out, Wello's currently doing enough to get another year, is he?
I'll go back to what we were talking about on Redvee. I do not see a point where, at this point in the year, where he isn't going to be here next year.
I think there'd have been a lot of chatter if there was somebody coming in. I think there'd have been more chatter than there has been. It died off after the Magic weekend, didn't it? It's a tough one, because we're getting to that point in the season where a decision has got to be made. I think
a decision has been made.
Yeah. A decision has to be made public rather than be made. I want Paul Wellens to succeed. Absolutely, and we'll continue to say that. But there's an acid test coming up.
I think the thing I was saying to you is, like, so the issue that a lot of people had with Wellens early in the year was we didn't look like we had a game plan, or we didn't have any sort of attacking threat. You've seen there against, albeit poor opposition, that we have got some sort of attacking flow, and we've got some sort of plan about what we're going to do. So the plan is there. If we don't execute it against the likes of Wigan or Hull KR, is that just a case of that we aren't doing it because the players aren't good enough at that point, not the fact that they're not being coached properly?
But you'd like to see glimpses of it, and sometimes against them bigger teams, I don't think we've even seen that.
But as it is, 2 points off Wigan in second at this point of the year with a superior points difference.
Yeah, it's positive.
It's positive.
It is positive. It's a statement on where the league is anyway, but it's positive. We're ahead of where I thought we'd finish, 4th. I will continue to maintain that some of the performances that we've put in haven't been to a standard that you would expect. I'm not saying that you should be winning every single game at all, but you just want them performances that you think, yeah, we've given ourselves the best possible opportunity and come up short because we aren't as good as a Hull KR. We haven't even done that. Now, whether that was just because Hull KR were better, probably so, but you just want to see that little bit more, that give us that hope. But yeah, positive. You still got to take the positives from it, and it's been a lovely afternoon.
Player of the match?
Tristan Sale.
Kev has spoken. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.